Now I'm gonna see if I can see us on my channel.
Okay.
The usual struggle. Here we go.
I see it.
You see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I see us now. Okay, awesome. So, how's everybody been? Troy, you just got back from Disney, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I've been back for a minute. I've been back for
A week, right?
Yeah, a week.
How was it?
It was fun. That was my first time. I've never gone before.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Did you visit all the different parks?
No, we just went to one. We did the different parks at Universal, but we only did one park at Disney.
Magic Kingdom.
Oh, you got to your whole life in the Harry Potter world.
Oh yeah, did you go to Harry Potter World?
Yes, that's why we didn't have money to go anywhere else but Magic.
Did you do both sides? Did you take the Hogwarts Express?
Did we?
The train where girls
Listen. When we were there, it was like nobody there because it was supposed to storm all week, right?
Yeah.
And so they end up closing the Hagrid ride.
Oh,
so we didn't get on at all.
Sucks.
So serious. We did get on the train, but we were trying to get back to Hogwarts because we wanted to go back to Hogsmeade to get the chocolate frogs. And we didn't know that the train closed at 5. So we had to walk all the way back around. I was just like, yo, this is so far.
Oh my God.
And so, because we went to their Horror Nights.
Yeah, Halloween Horror Nights at Universal. How was that?
It was actually really fun. I don't get scared. Okay, no. I am very scary, but nothing about those haunted houses were scary to us. So we ended up just going to like a couple and then bought some stuff, then left.
It wasn't scary at all. Wasn't the theme like Stranger Things or something?
Well, it's different ones. They had an Us one. They had Stranger Things, Killer Clowns. I think they had like 7 or 8 different haunted houses, but the line for Us and Stranger Things were just too long. So I was just like, we're not doing that.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel like the Us one would be the one that I was like, well, let me just go get my life scared out of me. That's where I'm going to go.
So is it like you line up to go through a haunted house, or how does that work?
Yeah, you line up. What I didn't like though, oh, thank you. You line up like you would do an amusement park ride and they let you in, but they were letting us in by like tens. So it was like we were all in there together, so it made it even less scary. So like there was a couple in front of me, so every time the clown would jump out at them and scare them, I knew the clown was coming.
You already knew.
Yeah, so then the clown would come and I'd just be like, okay. So it wasn't scary at all. They were trying to make it fast because it lined up so fast. It was like hundreds of people in line.
Oh my God.
And then they were like making you get lockers and putting all your stuff away. So it was just like a lot going on.
That's not how it
sounds like it.
Harry Potter World was amazing though.
Yes, it's always a good time. It was my first time when we went, and I was like, I want to move here now.
Right.
Like, this is my new home.
Like every time I go there, I'm just kind of like, hi, I've missed you so much.
I'm glad you had fun.
Thank you.
Go back to Disney. Make sure you go to Animal Kingdom because it's the best one.
Okay.
It is.
Magic Kingdom is like great for the aesthetics.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm glad if you could only pick one, I think you did the right thing by picking that one, because that one is so just quintessentially Disney. Like, it has the castle, like it's just, but Animal Kingdom, I think out of all of them, personally, I prefer that one to all the other ones. What do you think, Brittany?
Okay, so I don't know. I'm a little biased. Oh, I got a good British accent. That's great because I did it on accident. So I'm glad that it was there. I've been to Disney 3 times, and Animal Kingdom was my favorite back in the day because their shows were really, really good back in the day. But Magic Kingdom is trying to compete with them. Plus, I can't lie, when the Star Wars thing is done.
Yeah.
Like I have to go where the Star Wars is. So it's like,
Okay.
I mean, the last time that we went, we took my cousin and he was only 8, but me and my brother were way into our adult years. So we started doing really stupid stuff. Like getting my brother to go to the Disney princesses was hilarious. Like,
oh my God.
the older you make things funner. So yeah, if you go with a group, it doesn't really matter which park you go to. But I do highly recommend going to Cut Up and doing stuff like that. Like if you got a ring, propose to the Disney princess because they're not allowed to break character, but obviously like they still have to deny it. So it's funny to watch like their character like say, "Oh, so sweet," but you know, like my fiance is right here. My brother was like,
coming so
yeah. Like, but I mean, it's not doing it though. Like
the Beast and I are still, you know, going strong.
I only saw Aladdin and Jasmine, and then I saw the Bears.
Okay.
That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, we're those Disney people. Like we download the app, we schedule.
Yeah, we did
like,
that.
oh,
It helped a lot because it like tells you how long the wait is for each line and everything.
There is an app? What?
That's the only reason we were able to get through everything.
I did not know that.
It does wonders.
Yeah, I liked your journaling video too. It was very relaxing to watch.
Thank you.
I really
said that.
have jumped on this relaxing journaling train because now I can go back and watch other people's, not mine, and be like, oh, I'm actually interested. Plus, your music is better than mine, so.
Oh, thank you. I hate watching my journaling videos. I actually cannot sit through them.
Why?
That's how I feel about whenever I do
because it's mine.
I can't do it. Yeah, it's mine. I did it. Rewatching it, anytime I have to.
People don't realize you guys are watching like 10 minutes of it. I was sitting there for like 2 hours.
2 hours?
Yeah, it takes a much longer time to record you doing it than you just sitting down and doing it. Like painting and stuff right now, I don't have to care about the lighting. I don't have to care about the angles that I'm drawing in or anything like that. If I had a camera over me, it would literally be like, okay, so all right.
Okay. That sounds stressful. Because then is it like, oh, that was bad lighting. I need to do that again.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll just cut things out and be like, well, you know what? I went from having nothing on this page to like 3 things being on that page because the journal might get too long. Because if I have 2 hours worth of footage, then it can't be 2 hours on the
YouTube.
Right.
And you like speed it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's so
it
fast.
Depends. Some people like to hear the cutting and stuff like that, but if I do that, I can't zoom it in. I mean, speed it up. So it depends. But most people, I see my analytics, they watch the shorter ones more than the longer ones.
Yeah. It's fascinating to me because I always wonder how people manage to make everything look so seamless and like intentional in such a short amount of time.
Pre-planning.
Now you know it's actually quite long.
Yes,
especially for me because I'll get distracted and then like listen to music or eat in the middle of me doing stuff. So it's never just all one sitting.
Mine is like I normally plan it or I draw it all out in pencil first before I go in. Otherwise, who knows how long that would take.
Pencil first. So
hey, it stops you from messing up.
Yeah. If I'm doing like in my bullet journal videos, like every one of the drawings in my bullet journal video, it's drawn in pencil first. And then when I go to record it, it'll look like I'm doing it like effortlessly. It's because I'm literally.
Oh, and you can't see the pencil on camera. That's smart. I'm like, wow, that was a really straight line. Like, that's crazy. I'm like, how are you doing this?
I already ruler, so
the behind the scenes secrets.
Yeah, you know, good content. You got to prepare for good content. Like, I'm not a speaker, but art videos, I'm trying to get into art videos. Like, I'm thinking about doing Inktober. Ooh,
okay.
Can you recommend bookish type journal with me channels?
What about that one girl that used to be a booktuber and now she doesn't read anymore? Catherine or something?
That does not help.
Isn't it
it's like I can't think of what her channel name is though.
It's Catherine something.
Yeah, I think she used to be Catherine Reeves, but I think she changed her name.
Because she does really good journaling videos.
Yeah, her journals are really pretty.
I'm actually going to start doing a reading journal video next year. So I'm not doing it anytime in 2019, but in 2020, I'm going to do my bullet journal video, and then my reading journal video. I'm going to separate them next year because I kind of want to use my reading journal like long.
I found her.
You did?
It's Catherine. Let me write it on the screen. Catherine. Every time I need to find a booktuber, I just write what I can remember from their name and write booktube after it, and they pop up.
Oh, that's smart. Catherine Carras. Okay.
That's her channel. Yeah, she basically just does journaling videos and vlogs about school.
A lot of people who are booktubers also do bullet journals for their reading. So I'm sure if you look up some more booktubers, like I know Books with Chloe does them.
Bullet journal
for reading. I'm trying to think of other people.
I feel like here's the thing. I feel like once you watch one or two, they start showing up in your recommendeds, and they'll start showing up in your feed. So
the problem is I don't watch them. So.
No, I'm talking to my book news.
Oh, I know, but I was just meaning like that's my problem. That's why I couldn't think of anybody.
That's why you never see them. Yeah, so if you just watch like one or two, all these different peoples will start popping up.
That's how I found Oshale.
What's up, Terrell?
Hello.
How's it going? So what are we going to talk about?
How's Throwback-a-thon going for everybody?
I was hoping you wouldn't ask that. I'm failing massively.
Why?
Massively. Because I think I'm in a reading slump. So I'll read like one page and then I'll just like put the book down and like watch Vanderpump Rules or like I have watched 6 episodes of Vanderpump Rules, but I haven't finished not one book.
Oh man.
So it's really sad. I don't know what to do to break myself out of this reading slump. I just don't feel like doing it. I've read 3 pages so far between 2 books. Between Matilda and Catching Redbird, I've read 3 pages.
And that's the first book?
I don't know what to say. It's just like, man.
Miss Queenie feels me. Reading slump. And it's like I can't control it because I try so hard. Like I'll literally sit down and I'll open. The other day I sat down with the book and everything. And the next thing I knew, I was fast asleep. I like carved out time. I was like, yes, this weekend I'm gonna get like at least one of these books read. I'm gonna do it. I got it. I sat down to read. I fell asleep. Man. So when I woke up, I just went back to watching Vanderpump Rules. How's it going for you guys?
I'm sorry. I was reading something. I'm sorry. What did you say?
I said, how's it going for y'all?
It's not going bad at all. I hate readathons, but it's actually not going that bad, probably because the books aren't particularly long.
You were smart. You chose like Clifford the Big Red Dog. You chose like books that were like quick to get through. I should have done that.
Well, the whole point was throwbacks, and you didn't say how long ago the throwback had to be.
I mean, Clifford is a throwback of epic proportions.
That's like
okay. Hold up. That's like the only book that's like a picture book though. Everything else are like middle grade books.
That's true.
Yeah, I chose. I think the graphic novel on accident was the one. Thought My Soul Would Rise and Fly. Reading the Sailor Moon manga is hilarious to me. Like I just laugh the whole time that I read it. So
really,
yeah, we really like this trash.
Wait, people keep asking this question, or this person, Terrell, keeps asking this question.
What?
Hold on, let me put it up here.
What are your thoughts?
I don't know anything about this. Am I just lost?
I don't watch SNL.
Yeah, I saw it on the DeFranco show. Basically, it's a guy who feels like the best way to tell his jokes are by using racial slurs towards Asian people. And
oh my,
his apology was really crap. So then he got fired. I don't really have much opinion on it. I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, oh, well, it's just comedy. Y'all should just let it go. And it's like, in the past couple of years, you still doing comedy like that, and then you get
what
mad.
What has the Asian community said?
I have no idea. I never looked into it because I was just like, I don't have the desire to deal with another person, or even if it was a situation. I just, I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, I never watched SNL. I think I've seen maybe 7 to 8 episodes of SNL ever in my entire life, of all the seasons of all the years.
That is a lot. I think I've seen 2.
Well, you catch clips, like, especially when like some of your favorite like artists or celebrities or controversial figures are on there. So it's like I've seen clips. Have I actually intentionally sat down to watch a whole show all the way through? No. Also, when Alec Baldwin was on and he was doing that impersonation of, was it Donald Trump?
Yeah.
That was trending, like certain things that have trended over the years, impersonations and things that they've done. Like the Sarah Palin one was really famous for a while years ago. Like, so I've caught certain segments, but I'm not part of the whole. I feel like I'm not the right demographic.
Me either. I don't.
Because I've really concluded that we shouldn't still conversation of, is it okay to be derogatory towards a group to make funny jokes? Like, if that's your only pool, you really got to think about the joke. Like, think about why that's so funny to you in the first place. So I don't feel like I need to discuss that.
It's funny you say that because it makes me think about the recent Netflix special with, oh no, why can't I remember his name now?
Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle. And I watched it. That was a hot mess. I was like, I don't know if I should feel, I was like, it was one of those things where I was like, I'm not really sure how to feel right now, because I do, on one hand, I do feel like when it comes to comedy, I feel bad for comedians because we are in a very sensitive time where people, for lack of a better term, can't really take a joke anymore. Like, it's always going to offend somebody. Like, you know, you're going to offend the LGBTQ plus community. You're going to offend like X race. You're going to offend feminists. You're going to offend, like, someone's always going to be offended. So,
right.
As opposed to like laughing and moving on, someone's going to get mad. And so watching it, I was just like, it made me extremely uncomfortable, some of the jokes that he was making. But at the same time,
I don't think you should, like, people who are still watching Dave Chappelle, like, if you watched his first special and you were offended, and then you go to watch the second one, why were you watching the second one?
That's so true.
You just want to complain because you knew what he was going to do. He told you special, if you're here to be offended, you're going to be like, it's like, that kind of stuff. I'm like, you knew what you were getting into. The whole uproar for the last special, he cared not. So why are you going to watch the second special? You just giving him more views to get the third special, where you're going to be again. Like,
I enjoy watching Dave Chappelle, but at the same time, I'm like, oh Lord, I don't know if he's
but I like him.
I like him too. My problem is I don't know if the jokes he's making are for shock value or if he's actually feels that way. Like, I don't know if those are his actual opinions or if he's just trying to shock people. Like, I can't tell anymore.
Well,
I don't even know if that matters.
His show back in the day was the same way.
That's very true. We have had some questions. Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
Ted said, I'm trying to reread Northern Lights in preparation for the TV series. I listened to the audiobook and instantly switched it off because the author narrates it with actors voicing the dialogue terribly.
So what is Northern Lights?
I think it's like a series, right? Isn't it the Philip Pullman series?
Oh, the Golden Compass series?
That's what I thought.
Okay, I'm Googling.
Me too.
Get my phone out. Questions now. That's going to be on TV?
Yeah, I think they're adapting it.
If it is going to be on TV, is it going to be as dark as the real books?
That's what it is, right?
Oh.
Or is it something else? No, Philip Pullman. It's okay. So Northern Lights is the newest. I think that's his newest release. I'm pretty sure. Or is it not? Oh no, it is part of his Dark Materials series. It's so funny because I never got on the Philip Pullman train when I was a teenager. Like I had friends who read the series and who loved it, but I never quite caught on. I was more of like a Wrinkle in Time person. I was more of like,
Yeah. I never read it. Well, no, I read a little bit of it as an adult, and because I think when the Golden Compass movie came out, I was like, people so mad about this movie, so I read it, and I was like, well, this book was way darker than the Golden Compass.
It's very dark.
It's very dark, and it's a lot of murders that did not go down in the movie that went down in that book, and I was just kind of like, I could see why people felt like the Golden Compass was a washed out version of the book because it was a very happy-go-lucky version. It was the Disney version of that book, basically.
Oh, okay.
So I was just like, I don't know if I want to reread it. I feel like maybe if I don't reread it, I might like the series because I don't remember enough to compare anything to it.
That's kind of how I felt about the Vampire Diaries. Like I really appreciated that TV show. It's one of my favorite TV shows. I then got this idea to read the books and it was a fail. I was like, I should have never done this. This is ruining.
You have to pick your poison. Either you're going to read the books or you're going to watch the TV show. You can't do both.
I felt the same way about True Blood. Love the series. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but it's a really good show on HBO. Love it. The books, not so much a fan. I like the series. I like the TV show better than I like the books.
I hated the TV show Vampire Diaries. I was indifferent to True Blood.
You hated Vampire Diaries?
I hated it because I read the books before that.
Wait, you hated True Blood?
Huh?
I'm not a fan of any of those series. Any of them. I thought they were all stupid.
I didn't hear the last thing you said, Shalay.
No, I was like, Brittany, did you hate it too? And she said she wasn't a fan as well.
Yeah, I wasn't. I liked the first season of True Blood, but then it wasn't really more so that I didn't like it. I just forgot about it. Vampire Diaries, I read the books before the show started, and when the show started, it was so different that it gave me a headache.
They have nothing in common, really. Except for the
and then the author lost all her rights to the series, and it was.
How is that even?
I don't know. Some stuff happened, so she wasn't able to write the rest of the books, and they got a ghostwriter and Uchile.
Let's see. Which upcoming new TV shows are you most excited to watch this fall?
I don't have cable, so
I don't watch TV.
I don't watch TV either. I watch Netflix and Hulu.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Are there any new things coming on Hulu that I might want to watch? Oh, My Hero Academia comes back.
Oh, he sure does.
Yeah.
Is this an anime?
Yeah. So other than that, I don't think I have anything.
I think hold on. There's 2 more animes that come out in October. Well, I don't think anybody would know them. Never mind. Like those are deep into the Crunchyroll pits. So
yeah, I don't have cable. I don't watch TV. I tend to rewatch a lot of my favorite shows. So this fall, I'll probably be rewatching Friday Night Lights, which is one of my favorite shows, and also
I love that show.
I freaking love Friday Night Lights. And I'll probably also be rewatching One Tree Hill because I rewatch One Tree Hill every fall. That's like my favorite TV show of all time. I love that show.
Does it come back in the fall?
What?
You guys have never the show Pose. Have you guys ever watched that show?
No.
Pose, I've heard of it.
It's a really good show. I think the first season I think is on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a surprisingly good show. It's just about being Black and gay in the 80s and early 90s.
I have seen the first episode.
It's fantastic.
It's a really good show. Really, I just remembered a show that I'm really excited to come back. Its new season premieres on Christmas Day. And I'm just trying to make sure I have the name of it right. But have you guys watched You, I think?
Oh, my sister loves it with Dan from Gossip Girl.
Netflix.
So good.
Nope.
So good. Like, I have gotten all my friends on it.
It like reiterated that I will never trust men in my life.
Never.
Yeah, but I watched the first season. Like, my spirit can't handle this. I can't
take it.
But it's so good. Like, that's the type
of
good. Scary stuff that I can handle, like the more psychological, like deep dive into a character's head. I can't really handle like the violent, gory type of scary stuff, but this kind of scary stuff is like right up my alley.
Oh, Terrell brought up a good one. This Is Us. That one comes on Hulu, so I can watch that one.
I can't watch that show.
That looks like a cry fest.
That's emotional manipulation that after I finished watching Grey's Anatomy, I said never again.
I gave up on Grey's Anatomy. I've watched it for a million years and stopped.
I will admit, the first season, I felt like I was crying every episode.
I can't do it.
It was just so much going on, and like the episodes with the adopted son's dad, I was like real tears because the relationship with my dad. But after that, like season 2 and 3, I think season 2 I cried one episode, and then season 3 I didn't cry any episodes. So like, the shock factor has gone down because I feel like now I know the family more, so I'm least likely to be sitting there like, because the way that they do the story on This Is Us is so great. The way they switch back from the past and then back to the present is so phenomenal. The Black family on there is just like Beth is goals. If you've ever watched This Is Us, you know what I mean. Like, I have seen every natural hairstyle on Beth. Beth is coming out here in bonnets. Like,
that's amazing.
This is a real Black woman. Like, I stand. But yeah, I do have to, like, I don't watch This Is Us in a binge form. Like, I watch This Is Us like when it comes in one episode at a time. It's not a binge type show. Anybody who says that it is, I'm concerned for them as usual. Yeah. It's a very intense. Still can't stop wanting to know what happens because the way that the last season ended, I have questions. I need answers. I really thought it was about to break. I need to know things. It's a lot. And then what's another show that came on Hulu that I started watching? Honestly, fall is when all the shows come back, basically. So I guess whatever.
I was gonna ask you, what was your opinion on Mixish? We have Grownish, then we have, what's the other one? The college one?
Grownish, right?
Grownish, Blackish.
We have Blackish, we have Grownish, and now we have Mixish coming out. And apparently it's going to be starring Tika Sumpter and Mark Paul Gossier, right?
Preview.
It's going to be it's going to be the story of like how they met and like got together.
It's basically Rainbow's childhood.
It's Rainbow's childhood. It's Rainbow's parents.
Obviously this is going to be addressing a lot of identity things, and I feel like it's going to be addressing it specifically in the Black community. So that should be interesting. But
somebody on Twitter said it's enough-ish.
I'm not gonna be funny, but I'm tired of all the issues. But that's something.
I literally don't watch any of them.
I don't watch any of them. I've watched one of my really good friends is like really in love with Blackish. So whenever I'm at her house, I end up watching like a lot of episodes. Blackish, I like. Grownish, I have problems with because of its lack of dark-skinned female representation. So that automatically is going to make me give them the side eye. Mixedish, I think, will be interesting, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of Rainbow's identity issues have already been spoken about in Blackish, and how, like, I remember specifically this one conversation she had, because obviously her dad is white, her mom is Black, and this one conversation she had while she was talking to her dad on Blackish, and he was basically just like, "You're a Black woman, like that's what." Like, because she was kind of confused. She had a moment of confusion of like, well, I'm a Black woman, but I don't know, like, if I should identify as like mixed, like, I don't want to disrespect you. Like, it's very confusing. And her white father was like, you are a Black woman, period. Like, that is how society views you. They look at me and they look at you, and they're not going to look at us the same. And he was like, it's okay for you to identify as that because that is what you are. So I feel like, I'm like, didn't we already answer this question?
Novelist, you have a very serious point. They better not go for the dark-skinned girl bully trope.
I just have a question though.
Wait,
how come in Blackish, the mom, Rainbow's mom, is a light skin, but in the show she's dark skinned?
It's very confusing.
It made no sense to me.
It makes sense.
I was just what?
Maybe they're just hoping everybody will just ignore that. Maybe she got lighter over time, you know? She got
that light? She was lighter than me.
Okay, look, no. My thing is, I feel like sometimes that happens when they don't know the true success of the show. Mm-hmm. So I'm fairly certain when that episode came out, they had zero intentions of doing a spinoff.
Yeah.
So we didn't really have to care about that, like what it would look like in the future. So it's just like, But yes, this whole better not go for the dark skin trope thing, that'll be the quickest way to get me to not watch it.
I will probably watch 1 or 2 episodes because I do really like Tika Sumpter and I want to support her.
Yes.
And I like Mark Paul Gosselaar, however you say his name, Zach from Saved by the Bell. I like him. And I've always liked him. So I'm curious to see how, like, the format.
Did you guys see that tweet about him though? That he's half Asian?
He is?
Yeah, his mom is Asian.
Mark Paul Gosselaar?
Zach Morris.
Really?
Yes.
Which Asian though?
I think her mom's Vietnamese, I think. Here, I'll Google it.
Vietnamese.
What? I had no idea. That's actually really cool.
That's kind of cool. I had
no look it up.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm a little shocked. I kind of want to go Google it now.
But pretty much white passing.
Yeah.
He got all the Caucasian genes, I guess. I'm curious now as well.
Yeah.
Oh, his mother's Indonesian. She's Indonesian.
Indonesian. Wow. Ooh. You know, I kind of see it in his face.
It's like, now that you say it, I'm looking at him and I'm like, I
didn't see it. You know what it is? I didn't see it when he was younger, but as he's grown up and gotten older, I see it more.
He posted a picture of his mom on Twitter and everybody was just like,
were they just losing?
Or was it like, your mom's Asian?
They're like, how did we not know about this?
Oh, I see the picture where he posted it on social media. Is like pause. Actually, he does kind of favor his mom though. Like,
he does.
He does.
He looks more like his mom than his dad.
He does. Also, can I just say, now that I have Googled him, I just found out that apparently there's a Saved by the Bell reboot.
Yeah.
No.
And apparently they didn't call him or tell him, and he found out on Twitter.
What? Are they gonna make the show without Zach Morris?
Who child? The ghetto.
Can't
do it. I can't do it. I can't do it.
That is something.
I can't.
Something went down.
That's
how would you have that show without him?
I don't even know how that's possible.
That's awkward.
That's uncomfortable.
What?
Terrell,
I'm uncomfortable for him.
Tracy Ellis Ross is Diana Ross's daughter in real life. We all know that Diana Ross is a living Motown legend. Yeah. We do. I'm trying to see if there are any questions that we've missed. Novelist Diane says, I'll force myself to watch Blackish, but I give no promises. Blackish is actually a good show. I think it's good.
Blackish has had some really standout episodes. Like that episode where the Roots did slavery in the form of like Schoolhouse Rock is still one of my favorite episodes on TV of all time.
Now, I don't appreciate how they portray that little girl, the youngest daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, Diane.
That definitely has some colorist undertones there, but other than that, I think I like the show. Grownish, like I said, probably will never watch. Mixed-ish, I'll watch like the first couple episodes and see how it goes.
Mixed-ish is going to get my views for the beginning because I do want it to succeed so that it does have a chance to develop. Because some shows start off kind of rocky, but they never get the chance to even fix themselves because they get canceled so quick. So
that's true.
I don't believe in it. It's like I'm gonna give it.
I mean, I don't think they'll get canceled. I think people are curious enough to want to see it. Like fans of Grownish and Blackish are curious enough to check it out. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Anybody have any more questions they'd like to ask? Because we're very good at rambling.
Yeah, we're pretty much just chatting. I stole the title of this live from a panel at BookNet Fest.
Oh, I just noticed that.
You just noticed?
I did. I just noticed that we just don't talk about books part. I had actually every intention to come on here and we were going to chat while I did my makeup. And then I thought,
we can't really see it.
Her makeup just for this show.
Yeah.
And then washing it off as soon as we were done.
Yeah, no.
My skin doesn't deserve that type of mission.
No, it doesn't. Don't do it. Don't do it to your skin.
What book events do y'all attend or do we attend this year, and what was your favorite? I actually only attended one book event, and that was BookNet Fest.
Same. Next year, I definitely want to check out the BookCon, Book Expo situation.
I do want to, but the problem is, isn't that in May?
Yeah, like May, June.
Yeah, see, because BlurredCon is also, I think, in July. It's like there are some Comic-Cons in there that might be around the same time. So it's like I got to figure out which cons I'm going to and then which BookCon stuff I'm going to. It's because I'm definitely doing BlurredCon this year.
What's that?
It's based Comic-Con because obviously sometimes we got to create it. It's nice to create a space where I can be dressed up as a character and not be told I'm the wrong skin tone to portray that particular character.
Got it.
Because people have lives. So BlurredCon was created, and I think this year it's like the 4th BlurredCon or something. And I'm supposed to be going with a group of girls, and we're supposed to be going as the Power Rangers, but specifically the Black girl Power Rangers that I think Marcus, forgot his whole name, but it's Marcus something. He's a fantastic illustrator where he always draws like superhero stuff. And
yeah.
He redid all the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers as if they were Black women. And
oh, wow.
Fantastic art. It's just like, oh, we're recreating that. So
that's amazing. Okay. Yeah, no, you should definitely go to that.
Yeah. So whatever, if it doesn't coincide with that and tickets to New York are cheap, I do want to try the BookCon thing once.
And then Y'all Fest is coming up the first week, like the first actual weekend in November, but I don't know if I'm going to make it. Tochi Onyebuchi is doing like one of the opening talks or whatever, I think on Saturday. Him and Holly Black, who are like, I would love to see them, but I just don't know because my friend is also having a baby around that same time. So I don't know. But yeah.
I don't even know. Like I was on Twitter the other day talking about how I need a calendar just for like book events. Like I need a calendar that shows like what celebratory week is this? Like what readathon is it this week?
Yeah,
like what event is it this week? Because I feel like every week I'm like, wait, there's this. I didn't even consider that the throwback-a-thon was in the time it's the Latinx-a-thon. And I'm like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
It is literally the exact same time.
I was like, I did not mean to do that. Interesting question. If there's a famous trans person of color you want to see write in an important middle grade YA book in the near future, who would you pick and why? I don't know any famous trans authors. And I'm a person who, just because you're famous, you don't have to write.
Yeah, the only famous trans woman I'm familiar with, I cannot remember her name, but wasn't she on Orange is the New Black? And I see her face clearly in my mind, but I can never remember her name.
I don't remember her name either.
I remember a couple of them because of Pose. Pose has a lot of trans women, but I don't recall any of them being authors. So I don't actually, to answer that question, if you're not an author, I don't want you writing any books because I know it's going to sell because your name is on it, but like I want it to be a good book. So
that's a great point.
But I actually, now that I said it out loud, I don't know any trans authors.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know. Like, I feel like they're out there. Laverne Cox, thank you. Yes, that's her name.
There we go.
I feel like they're out there, but I feel like they don't get maybe they're more on the indie side of things for right now. The publishing world is very fickle. Like, they don't like to do things until it's like trendy, and then they'll pick one person and make them the face of that whole movement. Like, kind of like what they've done with what's her face, who wrote that book that I can't read because of the trauma.
The Hate You Give.
Yes, Angie Thomas. Angie Thomas. They kind of made her like the face of like this like new like blackness in YA literature. They've made her like the face, and I'm just like, there have been so many authors that have been doing this before this book came out, but that's fine. So that's what they do. They kind of pick someone, and if their book becomes a bestseller and it's trendy, then they make them like the face of the whole movement. So I'm sure they're waiting for that opportunity.
Yeah. It's like I don't know, because unfortunately, if it's not something they think that it will sell, even if it is a good story, it wouldn't go far. Ooh, who's Janet Mock? Hold on, I'm Googling.
I've heard that name.
Excuse me.
Janet Mock is an American writer, director, producer, and transgender rights activist. Her debut book, the memoir Redefining Realness, became a New York Times bestseller. She's a contributing editor for Marie Claire and a former staff editor of People's Magazine.
Okay.
And Dawson is about the toxicity of the modeling industry. Yeah, I believe all of these books would be something. It's just I don't read people's memoirs. I know this is gonna sound terrible. But I legit I read Michelle Obama's memoir because it's Michelle Obama. But as far as everyone else's memoirs, I get clip notes from everyone else.
I read more memoirs when I was a kid. Like I read like the Frederick Douglass one. I read one about Helen Keller. Like, I don't know. I was more interested. I read one about Nelson Mandela when I was younger. Like, there are certain ones that I want to get to at some point. Like the Steve Jobs one seems like really scandalous. I would love to read it. But I can never actually bring myself to actually pick it up and start reading it. Maybe when I'm older. And I have more.
I only read the report. Otherwise, I was not reading memoirs.
I'm not big on memoirs.
I've never read for people.
What are y'all reading right now? Aside from Throwback-a-thon?
Yeah.
Are we doing let's see. From Throwback-a-thon, I'm listening to The Devil's Thief. Who's that by? The Devil's Thief by Lisa Maxwell. It's the second book in the Last Magician series.
Okay.
Reading Kingdom of Soul by Renee
Barron. Oh, did you hear the good news?
Did you hear it got picked up for a movie, by the way?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What has something to do with it?
Yeah. I'm super excited for her. No lie, I want to figure out like what do I have to do to get a merch license for that book, because it's so much imagery in that book that I would like to at least make an enamel pin from it. So I feel like I need to like reach out to her and be like, so like sis, like, can I make this enamel pin or not?
Yeah, seriously. No, you should look into that.
I need to, because the book is giving me so much. It's like it's right up my like fantasy magic nerd alley. Though it is funny, if you guys have ever looked it up, like ever since that movie got picked, or ever since that book got picked up for a movie, people have been claiming, oh, that's demonic. Oh, this is
what?
They're claiming it's like demonic and like tricking people into worshiping Satan and like all types of stuff. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I was like, clearly none of these people have read the book, because that's not what the story is about. But go off, sis.
People never read the book and then they want to try to make some shit up. But I mean, isn't Michael B. Jordan's production company, or he has something to do with it, or
Michael B. Jordan is like icing on the cake, basically.
I know. I'm so proud of him. Like I don't really get the appeal of him. Like Kathy is like obsessed with Michael B. Jordan, and I don't really get the appeal of him, but I support him.
He has a fantastic smile and a beautiful body.
Is that what it is?
I appreciate the hard work that he takes on his body, and that's about it.
Oh my gosh.
I am not commenting on that.
Why not?
I was told if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing. No. He's really fine though. Me and my sister it's so funny. One day I tweeted that he was so fine, and my sister texted me and she was just like, sis, that's my man. I was like, no girl, that's my man. And she goes, all right, our kids are gonna be sister cousins.
Oh,
no. Wait, what do you not have nice to say?
I don't think he's a good actor.
Oh girl, no. He's okay. He's hit or miss. Like he was really good in Black Panther.
Yeah, Killmonger to me was one of his best roles.
He embodied that.
You really feel bad for that character.
You do. Yeah. And then you could tell he did a lot of work. He like studied hard and all that stuff. He really went to a dark place emotionally. He even said he had to get therapy after that role.
Jesus.
Yeah. He said he had to go to therapy because it put him in a dark place. So he clearly did a lot of work. I don't think
that then.
Yeah, seriously. But I don't think he was that good in that boxing movie or Fruitvale Station. Like, I'm just kind of like,
I'm not trying to be funny, but I watched the boxing movie because I knew he'd be shirtless a good majority.
I feel that on a personal level.
Yes, I agree with Chatty. It depends on the character that he's playing. Like, novelist Diane said, white people trying to demonize African spirituality.
Sounds about right.
Hey, Josh. About right. I don't think it's just white people, though. I think it's like the Black church.
No, you know, the same way that when Harry Potter first came out, all the Black churches were like, don't let your kids read stuff and da, da, da. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I don't think it's white people. I think it's Creed. Thank you. That's the name of the movie with Michael.
Yeah, Creed.
Yeah, I don't think it's white people. I think it's Black, overly religious church folk.
Yeah, they see the name, they realize it's and that's all they need to know. Yeah.
Terrell says, I would like to see either Zendaya or Tiffany Haddish have leading roles in romantic comedy movies.
I don't like Tiffany Haddish at all.
I hate Tiffany Haddish, and I feel so bad whenever I say that because people always look at me like, what? You're a Black woman. You should love Tiffany Haddish.
Is there like a rule that we have to like every Black celebrity on earth?
Yeah.
Especially if she dark skinned. How dare you talk bad about a dark skinned woman?
The only one we get a pass for not liking is like Monique.
Why? Because everyone hates her now?
Yeah.
Everyone hates Monique. That's why.
I love Monique.
Listen, you are not taking my childhood away from me, okay? I can scream
with Monique. What she does to her marriage is her business.
I believe her. When she spoke about Oprah and what Oprah did to her, I believe her. 100%. I just feel like Oprah is very powerful and nobody's going to speak out about her.
Y'all don't kill me, but I'm the last Black person on earth who hasn't watched Black Panther yet, and they did the same with Pokemon Leaves Chat.
Lord.
Girl,
I didn't. Well, it's okay. I didn't see Black Panther in theaters. I saw it on Netflix like a few months ago.
I saw Black Panther a lot of times in theater because
I saw it twice in theater. That was it. I haven't seen it on Netflix yet. I don't know why, actually, but I haven't. The first time with my mom, and we wore like African outfits.
Girl, the first time I went, it was like to show out, like we were having an Easter Sunday, and then I was just like proud of it because I was like, wow, like we're actually on big screen, doing big things. And then the second time I was like, let me actually watch the movie and be critical of it.
Terrell says, first Jocelyn said she likes Tiffany Haddish. Okay, I feel like I have to explain this. Okay. So
I can't explain it properly.
Here's my thing with Tiffany Haddish. We all know a Tiffany Haddish. And I don't have any, we do. She's that ratchet cousin that comes to the family reunion, family function, acting a fool, probably drunk or, high off some type of medication or substance, hasn't been able to get their life together or they're super successful and they're like an embarrassment because of the way they act socially. So the way I feel about Tiffany Haddish is with her acting, she literally just plays herself and she's funny. But I think that she doesn't understand that a lot of the people that are putting her in these films, mainly like these white media companies and things like that, are laughing at her and not with her. I don't think that her image is good for Black women because that's an image that we've already been portrayed as like the loud, ghetto, and she's just enforcing that. So that's my other thing. My third thing is
one woman, she only plays one role too. Like there's no she's literally just the stereotypical Black girl that in all of these movies.
Yes. She has no nuance to her. My third thing is there's just certain people that I'm not saying she hasn't worked hard and she's not talented, but they shouldn't be famous because the responsibility of fame is not one that should be given to this person. And that's kind of how I feel about Tiffany Haddish. Like when she showed up to the red carpet with like fried chicken, I was like, oh Lord. And then apparently she's not very good at stand-up because she showed up to her stand-up show drunk and was standing there and like had no jokes prepared, was visibly intoxicated. A lot of people walked out and people were mad. Troy's face.
It's hard to explain. It's like, I'm happy that, she has been working hard for this. So it's something that she clearly likes. I'm just disappointed that the way that she got there is literally playing all the stereotypes of the dark-skinned Black woman that we have been trying so hard to be like, we're more than that,
And like, here's the thing.
Loud moments.
It's not that I don't like her. It's not that I don't like her personally because I watched her Breakfast Club interview and like she's had an incredible life. Like she's overcome so much hardship and like her life is insane. Like someone needs to make a movie out of her life. Like go check out her Breakfast Club interview because it's really eye-opening and it explains a lot about like how she is and why she is the way she is and stuff like that. So personally, I have nothing against her. I just hate the image that she represents. Like I just hate it so much. Drives me insane.
Because I have white coworkers that are literally like, oh, I love her. You don't love her? Why don't you love her? She's so funny. And I'm just like, why is she funny?
Yep.
Why is she funny? Let me know. Why is she so funny?
And why is she funny to you?
That's how she is.
Interesting. Okay.
So good for her, not for me.
Yeah, seriously. So let's see. I'm trying to see if we have any. Terrell says, I felt that Monique has been screwed over by Hollywood ever since she won the Best Supporting Actress Oscar for Precious 10 years ago. Yes and no. I feel like she's her own worst enemy too because she doesn't know how to play the game. And she said that. She said she doesn't want to play the game. She just wants to be honest and she wishes that people would stand by her, but she's in the wrong business.
Yeah. You don't bite the hand that feeds you, just what it is.
Let's see what else. Yes, Monique is still funny. Ted says he went with a whole group of friends at university when Black Panther came out.
Yep, it was a party for us too.
Oh my gosh, Kevin Hart, he's going through it.
Oh, I'm not talking about Kevin Hart. Nope. Nope. Like, people get mad at me when I talk about Kevin Hart. Nope.
Oh God. Oh. Okay. I can respect that. Troy, you okay?
Am I okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all know I'm still doing homework, so I was looking at something.
It's
Lord.
okay.
Troy's like, I am not a part of this.
Nope, not in that. Next topic. Let's see. Carl says, do you believe that the 8th and final season of Game of Sorry. No, we're not talking about the final season of Game of Thrones either.
These are triggering topics for people. We're trying to avoid triggering people.
I've never 2 years to be so disappointed in my life. That's all I'm gonna say. Like,
I know so many people that I know someone that cried out of frustration and anger and pain after the final episode. I was like, wow.
I don't understand. We were sitting there at the final episode like, I was really thinking like 8 seasons for this? Like,
I can just picture the writers in the writers' room like, yo, this is what we gonna do. We gonna fuck everything up. We're gonna fuck everybody up. Let's do it.
I actually have a really funny story about Game of Thrones. So, season that they put out that Jon was a Targaryen, right? It was like 3 episodes before it happened. And so me and my aunt were at La Madeleine, right? And I don't watch it. I watched the first 2 seasons, but I stopped watching it. But I did know that he was a Targaryen already because of the books, right? And so I was in the car with my aunt, and she was talking to me about Game of Thrones. And I was like, oh, wow, you guys finally figured out that he was Targaryen. We're driving, and she literally like jerks the car. And I'm just like, what are you doing? And she was just like, Jon's a Targaryen. And I was just like, I ain't on that episode yet. Yo.
spoiled one of the biggest
so thrown that she called her husband, my uncle, and like they were making me explain everything. Like I was in that car for like an hour explaining stuff.
That's what happens when you don't read the books.
I thought it already aired because I knew it was supposed to air that season, and I thought it already aired, and it did not, and I felt really bad.
You messed everything up, girl.
She was kind of happy though to know, because when it happened, she was like, "Wow, a lot of this stuff makes a lot of sense now."
Oh my God! Yay! Onyx Pages is here.
Hey, girl.
Hey,
Gary.
Sorry, that's my geek moment. Every time I see her name pop up somewhere,
I cannot.
Seriously can't help it. That's my response.
Jocelyn says Jon Snow got dealt a really bad hand.
Did he ever? What was the point of that reveal? Seriously.
Nothing. Girl, look. I was like, look, this show sounds like giving people heart palpitations, so I will not be continuing past season 3. Thank you.
No.
I'm reclaiming my time. I'm reclaiming my time.
Story. It's just the final season where everything is supposed to be coming together. You're just like, wait, that's it?
I'm reclaiming my time.
I could watch every other season but that one. I mean, no, I lied. There is one other season that's a little questionable. The whole season with Ramses was just awkward. But yeah, I agree with everything Jocelyn's saying. Like, in the end, he got punished for being born a Targaryen. Like,
the author of the series, like, he was going to move to another planet when the final season aired. Because he was so terrified.
He was like, I'm getting death threats. I know they're going to try to find me.
No, because the author never actually finished the book that the final season was based off on.
And he just told them what the ending was going to be.
Yeah. It was left to the writers to create the ending. And as you can see, without the necessary guidance,
I'm done.
We got garbage. Like,
that's messed up.
A lot of stuff would have made a lot more sense, like Brand being king and everything, if they did have source material, but they did not.
They did not.
Also, the question posted, I'm not. This is about to make me go on a tirade. So go ahead and read it.
How do you feel about Nicki Oh, go ahead, Troy.
How do you feel about Nicki Minaj retiring from making music while Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion battling it out to hip hop? I ain't answering that question.
Oh, I am. Are we ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Number one, what Nicki wants to do with her life is her life. Number two, why is it always that female rappers gotta battle each other, but multiple men can sit at the top and nobody say anything? I'm tired of always being, oh, she's better than so-so, she's better than so-so. They don't. Why does it always be a battle? Why can't both of them be at top? I have days where me and Megan relate on an internal spiritual level, and therefore I will vibe only with her. There are also days where I get full Cardi ratchet, and I get the same happy place that I get. Like, it never has always battling when it's female rappers. It's always battling when it's a female boss. It's always battling when it's female athletes. It's always battling when it's a female. Like, why we always got to battle? And then they get mad because females don't like each other and they don't act like dudes. And oh, you always got beef with girl. Well, you always putting girl against me.
Yep.
Like, oh, sorry. I'm pretty sure you didn't mean that question in a negative way. It's just every time I see battling in reference to two females, I'm like, why do I always got to be battling?
That's true.
Like, just battling with nobody. I don't even know what rappers are at the top right now. But whoever's at the top, they're battling. They're always on their own playing turf.
Yes.
Like Kendrick and Jay an album at the same time, and nobody's saying that they're battling each other. And they're the same type of rap. Cardi and Megan, they're also the same type of rap. Like, the only person that was battling somebody was basically Nicki. She was starting to mess with everybody who didn't like worship her
because of her insecurity.
Right. So it's like, no, you're not battling. They're both living their best lives. And that Megan, oh, there's that.
I feel like you said everything that I would want to say. I wholeheartedly agree with everything you just said. Let's see. Terrell says Lizzo's songs. Hold on, let me get this up here. There we go. Lizzo's songs are really good. She can really sing better than Nicki, Cardi, Megan, any other hip hop / pop diva combined.
Well, I mean, Lizzo's not. I don't put Lizzo in a rap category. Like, Nicki, Cardi, and Megan are rappers. Lizzo is pop.
Lizzo strikes me as one of those, you know how back in the day, in order to be a star, you had to be a triple threat. You had to be able to sing, dance, and act. Yeah. She strikes me as one of those old school stars. Like, she can do it all, kind of like Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
I
can see that. Oh, if Lizzo did act, that would be cool. Like, what movie are we gonna watch you in, Lizzo?
Well, she was gunning for that role in Little Mermaid, Ursula.
But I've already talked about this. I understand that they gave us a Black Mermaid and most of the world was in uproar. I get it. But there are only very few people who can give me Poor Unfortunate Soul the way that my heart desires it. And I could respect Lizzo in that position. But literally, the movie, depending on me seeing this movie, it's all about who they cast as Ursula. Like, everybody else. But if I don't get Poor Unfortunate Soul in a way that just bring it from my depths, I'm not watching it. I don't care who they cast as Eric. I don't even care. But I better get my Poor Unfortunate Soul.
Wow. You feel very passionate about this.
Just like have a bad day and listen to Disney soundtracks. Facts. And wait for that to come on.
It's the female rappers who spit better bars than these new males in rap.
And you can also understand them better than the new males in rap. Mm-hmm.
Cardi has a good ghostwriter most of the time.
I don't care who the ghostwriter is. Cardi is another one. She fits my moments when I need to.
Yeah, I don't really care so much about that. Like, people are like, oh, they don't write their own raps. And I'm like, so a lot of singers don't write their own songs.
Right. All I need to know is. Hey, Shay.
Hey,
yeah,
Shay.
I definitely texted and told him it was at 4. My bad. I should have put CST. But
It's okay.
yeah, like I don't know. I feel like music fits my mood. It's just I need to feel like I have to be in a particular mood. Anything outside of soundtracks, I have to be in a particular mood.
Yeah.
And soundtracks, like I can listen to that any time of day. Anytime. And soundtracks, like my phone is acting really good.
I see. You're having a rough time over there, aren't you?
Technological issues. I've been lurking.
LaSalle. Hey, LaSalle. That's funny.
We had another question. Any recent books that you think you should get that should get more recognition?
Whew, I have a whole list.
Oh, wow. Take it away.
Well, it's the same authors I always talk about. And I feel like all their books deserve more recognition. But because I feel like, especially, this is not so much for you, Brittany, but especially like in the romance category, I feel like the same authors get talked about over and over and over, and there's not a lot of diversity in that group. I feel like female writers who write about like Black love or two Black people in a relationship or even interracial relationships don't get as much recognition either. Once again, they pick like one person to be the face of that whole genre, and then they just run with that one person. And I'm like, there's so many other people that write these types of books that maybe even do it better than this person that they've chosen to be like who is that one now that they're propping up that writes all those interracial romances with those awful covers?
Talia Hibbert.
Yes.
They're so bad. Wait. Okay. So what really kills me though is that she updated the covers.
What do they look like now?
They're still. I'll show you. They're still terrible.
Show us all.
Hold on.
And I like some of her books. I haven't read all of them. There are some of them I really do like, and some of them I don't like. So it's like
I've read a lot of them, and it's always exactly. It's like a hit or miss for me.
But I'm like, there are other writers that are doing this, and they're doing an amazing job, and nobody knows about them, and this is really sad. And they have better covers on their books.
Jocelyn said, "What's the name of the author again?"
Oh, okay. So
Talia Hibbert.
Talia Hibbert is who we're currently talking about. If you like Talia Hibbert, then you need to check out Maureen Smith, Maureen Smith. Or if you're interested.
Okay. Y'all ready? This is an old cover. Okay. This is the same book, but a new cover.
It didn't get better. I like the old cover better.
A horrible, like one of those really cheesy Hallmark movies. That's what it looks like.
Yes, y'all need to check out Maureen Smith. Y'all need to check out Christina C. Jones. Y'all need to check out what's her name? Jacinta Howard. Love her. Y'all need to check out Alexandria House. Y'all
You're gonna have to text me all these names because I can't keep up what you're saying.
So good.
Posting it up there, like write them all out and then post it on this because that's a lot of names. Yeah, y'all know romance is not my thing, so
yeah,
I look at all the covers and laugh. So if y'all
have said that was an interesting cover,
it was both of them. I almost did not get it because of it, almost.
So why do you think that they're changing the covers still like that?
You know what? I have no idea, especially because right now what's really big in covers are the cartoonish type covers, and I love those. Like, I think they're so adorable. But honestly, I have no idea. Like, I understand, like, for instance, historical romances like this, I understand.
Well, yeah, that's literally the genre. Like,
yeah.
You have to have a cover that looks like that. It is.
But
no.
I just don't get it.
Oh, yeah.
Lord help her.
Now, if she self-publishes, then I understand.
I think she started out as a self-published author. A lot of these authors start out self-published, and then publishing houses find them, and they realize that they're doing really well on their own. So they decided to take them on to basically try to make money off of them. I'm trying to think of more authors. But the authors I recommend are always going to be like romance authors because that's primarily what I read these days. So I'm open to like other authors and other books that from other genres because I'm trying to branch out a little bit more. I don't know how successful I'll be because I always come back to romance because it's just like a safe space for me. But like I'll read a fantasy book. For example, I've been rereading the Ember and the Ashes series because I stopped after like book 2. That series literally eviscerates my soul. Like I read it and I'm like crying, sobbing, like crawled into a corner, like no. So after I read that, I need to read a romance.
I've never read the Ember and the Ashes series. It's on my TBR. I've just never gotten to it. Brittany, also, no, I've never read it. It's on my TBR now.
You need to read it immediately because you will be obsessed. It is right up your alley.
I just finished the 3 Dark Crowns series, and I'm still just sitting here from that. I also have to finish the Nevernight series, and from what I heard, I'm just not ready to read. I'm not ready to read the 3rd book of Nevernight.
You're not?
Because I have God's Grave like right over there, and I need to dive into that one so that I can read the last book. But I'm just sitting here like, I just finished the 3 Dark Crowns series, and I made loud exclamations multiple times while reading that last book.
Oh, wow.
It's just like, wait, what? And I had to go back and read paragraphs because we would be reading it and then all of a sudden something would just be like, bam. And you're like, oh my God.
I would just like to say that Jay Kristoff is fucking hilarious. And I really enjoy his Twitter.
Amazing. Me too. His Twitter is everything. It's like, I want to buy the series. If I ever learn that he's having an event somewhere in Houston, I would buy the series just to go up there and talk to him and be like,
I really like him. Yeah. Diane asked you a question. Hey, Brittany, have you read Rage of Dragons by Even Winter yet? It's a high fantasy based on African culture.
I have not read it, but I literally just put it on my Goodreads when I saw this question.
Yes.
African culture, high fantasy. Like, we're really kicking up my alley here. Like, I didn't know that there are that many high fantasies and African culture in the same books. So now that I'm learning about them, I might just have like the next couple months where I'm literally just reading high fantasy African culture style books.
I feel like that's the really good thing that Children of Blood and Bone kind of did for those type of books is it made people seek after them.
Yeah, even though it cracks me up how people talk about Children of Blood and Bone and they're like, oh, like it's African culture. And I was like, no, it's actually just an anime put into Africa, but we're going to like let it slide because this is the closest we're going to get.
It's packaged really well.
Yeah, it does. Because a lot of people don't, unless you've heard her speak about her obsession with Avatar: The Last Airbender, you don't know how much it's in this story. And so if you've never known that, you could read CBB and be like, oh my gosh, this is so creative. But I was reading it and I was like, so she's Aang. He's Zuko. That's Zara. And I was like, I'm fine with that. Because I mean, I'm Airbender, so I was like, this works for me too. Let's see. What questions have we not touched yet? You definitely need to read Noughts and Crosses. Oh, yeah.
That's on my TBR.
It's on my TBR. I added it the first time you talked about it, and I still haven't made it to that
I know.
yet.
I still haven't gotten there yet. I really want you to read An Ember in the Ashes so bad now, Brittany.
Okay, I might. Fall is my fantasy time, and then, it's also October, so I really dive into heavier, like,
I need somebody else to commiserate with me when I'm crying and my soul is destroyed. I need you to
I can't even promise that. I'm not even gonna lie because my next month, I think it's like 4 or 5 fantasy books come out next month, and they're sequels to things that I need answers to. I can tell you.
Troy's face.
I can't keep up with books that come out. Like, it doesn't matter what genre they are. I can never keep up.
It's certain books that hold my attention point where I'm like, I need this book yesterday. Like, let's see. My internet is going really slow, hence why my picture looks so
My
crappy.
chat just disappeared.
Really?
So
Yeah,
the
not there
Daughters of
anymore.
Marie. Is that how we say it? Daughters of Marie. Whichever one where the cover was the controversial cover because the girls were too black.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
By Renee K. Amayo. That book comes out October 1st. That's one I got to read. War Girl by Toshi Ayambuki. That comes out in October.
Yes, it does.
Got, A River of Royal Blood.
Yes.
Comes out in October. We've got like there are so many books that come out in October that I'm like, I need all of these to like be there.
I know. There's so many. Ooh, Brittany, we should talk about the controversy that we found out.
Oh, about that cover? Let me put the cover back up because that cover is one of the most beautiful covers I have ever seen, and I really want it as a poster.
What is it called? It's something dangerous?
Daughters of Nari. It's Nri. I think I'm saying it correctly. I'm not very sure, but this is what the cover looks like. Let's see if we can get it in the screen correctly.
Yes.
That's the cover. Like the bomb, that they are like the most beautiful chocolate girls I've ever seen on a cover. But apparently on Twitter, the author was talking about how publishers felt like it should be, what was the word they used?
They should go like they should lighten up or they should ease up on the cover.
Yeah, ease up on the cover or something crazy like that. And
it was too black for them.
Yeah, basically, instead of going in the direction the publisher suggested, they just went more melanin and more gorgeous. Because according to the publisher, they felt like it wouldn't sell. Oh, there we go. Right. They loud originally. And we all know what that means. Yeah, we know what that word means.
Lizelle says, was it publishers or was it Barnes and Noble?
Oh, I have no idea. I have to go back and find the Twitter thread. But
maybe it was Barnes and Noble.
But even if it was Barnes and Nobles, I have questions for Barnes and Nobles as well. Like, what about it was so loud? Because they look stunning.
It's a beautiful cover.
I'm not even gonna lie. Even if I had never heard of the book, I would have bought the book because of the cover.
Me too.
So it's like, and also the word loud is just.
It's interesting word choice for sure. You know exactly what they're saying without them saying it.
Right. And they can get away with it because what do you mean? They just said it was loud. They didn't say anything about what you're saying.
That is terrible, Ted. I agree. Also, there was another scandal we found out about a cover. Do you remember this, Brittany?
Which one?
It was a book that we saw at BookNet Fest that you wanted.
Oh, what was the title of that book?
Something dangerous, something.
Oh, I cannot remember the name of that book because I was so mad when you brought that to my attention. I
feel so bad. You were really upset.
Well,
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
So, there's a publishing company it's a newer publishing company that was at BookNet Fest, and we went to go talk to them. We also got a free book, which is on my list of things I want to read in the next couple of months. But the bookmark that they gave us, there was a cover of this book, and it was this Black chick, and she looked amazing. It was just like, I'm a sucker for great artwork, but obviously I'm a sucker for great artwork if there are Black women on it as well. So the lady was get a chance to bring the book with them because of Dorian trying to be a hater.
Mm-hmm.
So we were like, oh, cool. So for some reason, I never thought to go look up the book. I never thought to go look up the premise. I never thought to do any of that. And then I get a text message from Oshley.
We should just go back in our text.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, like, basically, I guess the question that should be asked is, how do you feel?
I found it.
She's
Powerful Trouble.
Powerful Trouble by Taylor Hartley. How do how do you guys feel about books? I don't know the way to word this properly.
So the issue is that we found out that the author is actually a white woman, but this is the cover.
And it's not the cover. The cover is still not the problem. It's the premise
it's a
of
pretty
the
cover.
Story.
So let me read you guys the premise, because I think this is an interesting discussion. So this is the premise. It says, the mothers of Mariah Starks Coven insist she possesses an evil power. Mariah's attempts to pull flowers from the earth or heal injuries result in killing fields of crops and scorching flesh instead. Called away by a prophecy, the young witch learns she must cloak her magic to protect her sisters and their secret. But despite her best efforts, Mariah fails at maintaining a low profile in Wicker Creek, North Carolina. Now, as Mariah navigates her senior year of high school, vicious town darling Shelley Stallings and her minion seek to reveal Mariah for the witch they believe her to be. It sounds like a CW show, whatever they're calling that channel now.
It does.
Such exposure could ruin the magical world if Mariah doesn't destroy it first. Then, while Finn Shepard may not have magical powers, he's on his own path to self-destruction. Struggling to cope with his father's death, he abandons his passions for swimming and sketching and seeks solace in drugs, pissing away his blah, blah, blah. So it looks like there's this guy, good guy gone bad, meets up with Mariah. She starts growing closer to him, but the closer she gets to him, the weaker her powers get, and there's a conflict there. So is she going to go to the dark side? What's going on with her magic? What's going on with this love plot? That's what it sounds like. I just want to paraphrase because it was getting long.
Basically, I feel like we'll be addressing multiple tropes here. Like one where the woman cannot be powerful when she's in love. Y'all know, for anybody who does not know me, before I start this little moment, I hate love in stories.
Also, here's the author. I don't know where the camera is.
Oh, she's like struggling.
The camera
you see the author?
Oh my.
Well, it's the thing, like when you read that, it's like, okay, so what kind of story is this really?
On one hand, if this character really is a Black girl, then I like the fact that that wasn't brought up.
Yes. And that was the thing. I was like, no, is she a Black girl? And then if she is a Black girl, if she's a Black girl and the story is being told where her Blackness is not a part of the problem, I'm about to go shake this girl's hand. Because for once, it's a story where a Black girl can be something without the color of her skin the determining factor of what's going on with her life. What?
Wait, Shane, are you talking about this book or are you talking about something else, Shane?
Oh, no, he's talking about the loud comment.
Oh, okay, I was about to say, what?
I was about to say, what happened? You just gave me a heart attack.
I know. I jumped up a little bit.
Yeah, no. Okay. I even forgot what I was saying. No, that was the thing. It's like, if she wrote this book and it is about a Black girl in a coven who's battling with keeping the secret, protecting her family, the color reason that this girl is going after her so hardcore, then it's like, okay, cool. Granted, it is a CW sounding book. Cool, amazing, thank you. However, for some reason, now that I know that it's not a Black woman that wrote the story and there's a Black girl on the cover, I feel like it's about to be some of the most racially undertoned driving forces to move this story. And I have a feeling that Flynn is going to be like the super hot, blonde-haired, blue-eyed bad boy. And like, it's going to, and I don't want it to be a color thing. It's like, I was clearly drawn to the book from the cover. I'm not even gonna lie. Never knew what the book was going to be about. But now that I see it, it's like, I'm not saying that white people cannot write stories about Black people. I'm just saying a lot of the times when they do, our race becomes the storyline and not just a description of us. Like, it becomes the storyline.
Well, I'm not even going to lie. I'm already kind of triggered because they're saying she possesses an evil power. That triggered me. So I'm already triggered. So I'm just like,
I'm already triggered.
I'm going to read it because
I'm trying not to look at that as saying like,
I'm like, why she gotta have an evil power though?
Why she gotta have an evil power?
I don't think she has an evil power, but it says like while she's healing. So I'm guessing the way that it works is like the power that she uses has consequences is what I'm guessing that means. Like I'm trying to not immediately feel like black girl gotta have dark powers. I'm
how triggered I am.
I am trying not to go in that direction because I really want this book to not be like that. Like it's just I just want to read the book. Like I'm tempted to see if my library has it and bite the bullet and try to read it and see if this is it because I really want it to be I want it to be the positive option. I don't want it to be the other one where I'm like, girl, we are not here to be your evil minions in your stories.
It's only $3.99 on Kindle, so I'm downloading a sample.
Oh, you can get a sample, right?
Let's see how it goes because I'm trying not to be triggered, but I
am. We're talking about which book did we say we're talking about again?
We're talking about this book right here. Let me pull up the books.
Yeah, I'm still confused. I saw the title, but I didn't really.
She's Powerful Trouble by Taylor Hartley. We're talking about how we feel about a book that looks like this with this cover that's clearly about a black girl. It sounds like a young adult book, a young adult like paranormal romance fantasy written by a white woman. And we're talking about our feelings about that and do we think that that's okay? Or like, on one hand, she's giving us some of the things that we've been asking for, which is like just a story.
Just black women doing something other than being oppressed.
And nothing, surrounding like race and having been negative. So that's great. On the other hand, we're a little concerned about how she may handle other things. So I downloaded a sample to my Kindle. We shall see. Or maybe she's just a really panned.
Girl, don't even. We don't know.
It'll just be that somebody did the cover art and felt inspired with the cover art, and it has nothing to do with it. That's also a very high possibility. I'm trying to remain positive. I don't want this to be like, I don't know why, but I want this to be
about 8 5-star reviews on Amazon.
But what do the 5-star reviews actually say?
Hold on, I'll look.
Because that, like, 5-star reviews, it's hard to trust a 5-star review. I need somebody to write something and tell me why they liked it.
No, they go into it. I'm not going to go into all of the
and when you read the comments that they write, you're like, you still liked it after reading that? So.
It's giving me Sabrina the Teenage Witch vibes.
And that's what I want. I want Sabrina the Teenage Witch vibes. That's what I want.
Well, I'm going to read the sample later today and I'll see how I feel after.
Yeah. It's
maybe
like
I'm feeling positive.
I'm not saying that somebody of a different race can't write about another race. I'm just saying it's been done before and it hasn't been done well. So I'm immediately hesitant, and I want to be optimistic. So I am also going to download a sample and read it too, because
Steph from Steph's Romance Book Talk says, "Oh, I would be hesitant based on that cover alone."
Okay, so this is the thing. When we were at BookNet Fest and we saw I don't even know what I did with that bookmark, but on the bookmark, you see it. And I was like, ooh, like, I love it.
He was immediately like drawn.
Didn't even ask any questions. I didn't do anything. It wasn't until Oshalay texted me like, that I was like, wait a minute.
Because I'm a lurker. I'm not going to lie. So I went on Instagram, I found the publishing house's page, which led me to the author's page. And I was like, hold on. Mm-hmm. What about the book cover makes you hesitant, Steph?
Yes, I would like to ask that question too. Also, Terrell, yes, give me Charmed vibes, and I love Charmed. So
I need to use the restroom, so I need to take a short break. You ladies continue.
Yes. And Lizelle, that's what I'm talking about. I'm glad you agree with me, because like I want black girls to do everything that all the fantasy books that I read. I want them to do everything that they're doing in those books. But unfortunately, they are usually used as a plot device or something of that sort in a fantasy book. And I just, like I want to slay dragons. I want to be a space ranger or a space pirate. Like I want to have powers and things of that nature without it also being me fighting because I'm dark skinned. Like I would like the story to just be about a girl who just happens to be dark skinned and she's doing the same thing everybody else is doing. Like I don't want race to be a determining factor at all. Oh, and Steph says it looks like a 10-year-old created that cover. I mean, really.
Damn.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what's going on?
You came out of nowhere.
Steph.
It's like, oh.
I felt that in my heart. That was like shots.
Listen, I cannot wait to read your book. I'm just letting you know that now.
Yeah.
Sure.
We are all so excited to read your book, Lizelle. Like we cannot wait.
I watch your page, like hoping you're gonna give me a tidbit of a spoiler, like every time.
I know. I'm like watching her videos, like, no, not in this video. Okay.
Jury Blue also said, and on the dark magic business, if she's writing about a Black character as a villain or anti-hero, she'll have to do a lot of treading carefully as a white author. Very true.
Facts. That's what has me very like concerned. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. See, it's so many reservations to this book.
I know. That's why I'm excited to read the sample.
Yeah. It's like I want to, because, you know, the lady that the publisher company had as representative, she was super nice.
Very nice.
To us, like gave us the books immediately. All that stuff. So it's like I want to give smaller publishing companies like shout outs, but at the same time.
Yes. Terrell asking all the triggering questions.
Yeah, Terrell, you haven't been here for long. Anything that Taylor Swift does with her life. She's a fake feminist with an agenda. So I don't usually talk about her.
I literally can't, Brittany.
God dang.
What it is with her. Nope.
Wow. Okay.
She does what's fun. Yeah, I don't.
Beautiful gowns. Do you guys remember that when Aretha Franklin said that? They were asking.
Yes.
They were asking about different singers, right, in an interview, and they asked her about Taylor Swift, and she goes, "Beautiful gowns. Beautiful." I was like, "Oh, this thing is real."
She speaks my language. Like that. That's how I feel. Like, nah, until Taylor Swift actually speaks out against the white supremacist groups that hail her as her queen, as their queen, I got nothing to say to her. So,
ooh, Chile. As O'Chile would say.
Ooh, Chile, seriously.
Woo. Chile. Let's see. Natasha says, you want to see a girl or a woman character, tan, brown, black, etc., doing everything and anything as anyone else.
Yes.
All of that. Like you even got to mention, if you want to say that her skin got darker because she tanned, I'll accept that as a description that she's a Black girl. I don't want to know that I don't even care. Just give me Children of Blood and Bone, because legit, everybody was Black. I mean, there was discrimination, but it was discrimination based on magic, not the color of her skin. So it was like,
and you know what? Especially it's worse in the contemporary genre, because especially when the main character is a Black woman, there's always some cringe part of it, especially if she has natural hair, or like the dude will just like, I don't know, he'll just say something weird, like that's just unneeded about natural hair. Or for instance, Bare Minimum Book Twitter thinks it's so amazing when guys in contemporary try to do their girlfriend's hair. And I'm just like, listen, my grandma can't touch my hair. This guy who's not Black especially cannot touch my hair.
No.
Like, what the heck?
That's not romantic. That's
just basic book Twitter, so I'm gonna say it first.
That's very anxiety inducing. Like, it's supposed to be romantic, but it just sounds stressful.
It sounds stressful and cringe.
It's like, ooh. No.
That's cringe. Like, why is he touching my hair?
Like, I'm not a petting zoo. No.
Right. Why is he touching my hair?
Ooh. Y'all know what I said about us bringing our group chat onto lives.
Yeah, never bring our group chat on here because we barely have subscribers as it is, and we'll get canceled. That's just honest because
I know
that just took me out. Listen, if Oshale still has 6,000 at this point, I think we'll be okay.
We're doing well. We're doing well.
Also, have a moment to talk about subscribers.
What?
Say it again.
The subscribers that we do have are super supportive.
Very supportive.
I feel like
they're so nice.
All of my videos where I'm like, oh my gosh, you watched it.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, people actually interacting with me. This is so great. And then I have to go like stalk everyone else's videos because, you know.
Right.
Oh.
Also, though, I think people don't realize that I subscribe back to a lot of people who are like always commenting on mine.
Right.
But I don't think people realize because I don't know how to turn on that you can see who I subscribe to. Like it's off, and I have no idea how to turn it back on.
Really?
Turn it on?
In the settings somewhere.
It's somewhere in the settings, and I'm just like, guys, I support you too.
I know. I always make sure like the people who are constantly supporting me, if they have channels, I always subscribe. I need to get better at commenting. I'm not a big commenter. Like I have to push myself to comment. I need to get better at that.
Well, this week I got back on Twitter and I had to actively remind myself to go on Twitter because it's every day I saw something stupid and I was just like,
Twitter is tough because you know what? Twitter made me realize that I will probably get into some type of drama with somebody if I actually engage in Twitter because you can just literally just comment back on the thread. Like it's so direct. Like I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it's so like confrontational sometimes because I see things and I want to say stuff and I have to literally hold myself back. I'm like, no, don't say that. You're going to start like a whole thing. So I don't like Twitter.
I don't respond. Like I saw the one where, which one? Because there's been so many. Every time I see anything on BookTube about romance novels, I'm always looking at them and I'm just very confused.
Why?
Because, well, I saw one girl going on a rant about a guy and she had taken a picture of the book that she was reading and the line read something of like, he grabbed her from behind and held her close. And she was like, that's very crazy.
I know what you're about to say.
Like, I mean, I don't read romance novels, nor did I get to really read what happened before this scene. But I just want to know, what do you consider romance?
See, that's the thing. I feel like there's different types of romance novels. And I really hate when people who don't like something go after a book where they're like, if you don't like men being alpha males and like, you know, like being possessive and like alpha and bossy and grabbing and doing all these things, don't read books that portray those type of characteristics, point blank, period. Like I don't like books that portray an uneven power dynamic. Like I don't like student to teacher romances. Those are weird and icky. I don't like stepbrother, stepsister stuff. That's gross. So I'm not going to read those and then complain on Twitter about how it's gross and disgusting. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's like half the time book Twitter is just people who read to be triggered and not reading for pleasure.
Right. Like people want to like have everything be a controversy and stuff. And it's just annoying. I'm like, then avoid books like this. Okay, you don't like her being grabbed. It was probably a book about an alpha male type of dude. Avoid those types of books.
Also, can I add romance books? If you go into descriptions, they have acronyms for everything. So they'll put that there's an alpha male in it. They'll put that there's a happily ever after. They'll put that there's cheating and all that other stuff. So you don't have any reason to read something you don't like.
Right. And like they will literally have a flip that's just toxic masculinity. Is it, sis? Because I'm okay with him grabbing me and pulling me close.
Shit. Do whatever. I don't give a shit.
I don't read romance. Obviously, romance is not my genre. But lately on book Twitter, I'm literally like, so y'all just read it to be like, go out on a date. You might need to put the book down and just go on a date. Find out the type of guys that you like so you can find the romance subgenre that fits what you're looking for. Because what you're reading ain't it. Because all you do is continue.
I can't with Brittany.
And let me tell you something. I read so many books with the whole sweet, nice guy who doesn't like grab you all the time. So if I can read it, if I like the alpha male books, I know you can read it if you want to read that specific.
Yeah, it's like, oh, is Twitter super toxic? See, I don't indulge in Twitter on that level.
Either do I.
Sometimes Troy will send us screenshots and we can see very toxic. But I don't comment on discussion threads because I'm a very blunt person, and a lot of people can take my bluntness to mean that I'm a negative person of some sort. But really, I'm just very blunt about the words that I choose because that's just my nature. So I choose not to actually comment on Twitter. I guess that's what they're like. I write things like, I'm debating on if I should go to Barnes and Nobles after work. Those are the kind of things I tweet. I don't tweet controversial things. I don't tweet negative things to authors. I don't do any of that because I don't understand why people have made negative comments towards me on social media, and I have literally had to text friends and family to not chew them out for their life. So like I would never do that to somebody on social media. But yeah.
Shane and Lizelle say it's basically about who you follow and engage with. And I think that's probably true. It's probably like any other social media. Like who you follow is going to be what's on your feed. I don't think I follow the toxic people, but I can't help but see like certain tweets here and there. And I'm just like, wow.
You'll get pieces of it because then stuff will be retweeted down your timeline, and whether or not they're the center of it, you'll probably get a little bits of pieces of it, so you'll at least know what's going on.
Ooh, a polyamorous romance. Are there romance books about polyamory?
Are there what?
Sorry, I was reading Luxurious Blue comment. I'm interested in reading some polyamorous romances, and I was like, oh,
there's a bunch of them out there.
No idea. Like that's actually what I'm interested in reading for some reason. Like I said, I'm not a love story person, so Oshala and Troy have been in the task of picking romance novels for me to read, but they say it's too much pressure, so they haven't actually given me one to read yet.
I'll know it when I come across it. But one of my favorite romances had a what do they call that when it's three people in a relationship? A throuple, or whatever. I don't know, dude. But one of my favorite romances I read had a couple. It started out as a couple, and then the third person came into the picture. And the way the author wrote it and how it all flowed together, I really enjoyed the story. So it's not a book that I like tried to seek out. It was part of a series, and so I was just reading all the books in the series, and this just happened to be what happened in this particular book, but I really enjoyed it.
Oh, it's called
Throuple. There we go.
Oh,
there we go.
Okay. Also, Steph romance books. The day that I decide to jump into romance, we're probably gonna have a whole live about my reaction to these romance books.
It ain't gonna be good.
I'm truly a person against love in books. Like I hate it.
Why?
What's wrong?
Well, let me think. I'm trying to think the best way to put it. Like love is such a complicated thing. And then in a lot of these stories, it'll be like only 3 or 4 days span in the story. And they go from like, I can't, like, it's like, oh, I met you today. And then tomorrow I was like, I can't live without you. And like, what house?
You need to read a slow burn.
Slow burn are the best.
I don't like the quick.
I'm reading one right now and it's driving me crazy.
Who's the author?
Hold on.
Brittany's like, this is my hell.
No, I don't mind having the conversations, but I can't contribute to actual book titles because I don't know any. I don't read them.
Isla Madden Mills.
Oh, I love her.
Do you?
You should read some of her older books. Her older books are so much better than her newer ones.
Okay.
Oh, Terrell says, I'm currently reading The Silk Vendetta by Victoria Holt. It's a dark romance novel originally published in the late 1980s. Whoa.
I love gothic romances. I like Victoria Holt a lot too.
Like, I'm going on Goodreads and I'm trying to find Steph because I need more Goodreads friends anyway, and I always forget that that's a thing you can do on Goodreads.
I'm doing my journal for October and not recording it, so obviously that was stupid. I don't know why I started doing that.
It's okay. You don't have to record every single one.
I didn't record September at all.
Well, there you go. Keep the trend going.
I'm working on my October bullet journal right now. The theme is going to be pink purple potions.
My theme is it right now.
Like from the Addams Family?
The clown.
Oh, no. 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 No.
I freaking love it.
I don't like clowns.
Really?
I hate them.
They don't bother me.
But yeah, I agree with Oshley.
They don't bother me.
I'm not a clown person. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
Did you guys see the Stephen King a few months ago? He wrote he was on Twitter, I think being scared of clowns is getting old now, guys. They're not that bad. And this guy goes, bruh, you're the reason everybody's scared of clowns. What you mean?
This is your fault. Oh God.
Like, I think we forgot that you're the cause of this. Like, we were fine.
The reason everyone's scared of clowns.
And then you came out with that.
Oh, Lord.
Oh God. Let's see. What else are we gonna chat about?
Also, it's October, so that means I have to figure out which crazy makeup looks I'm doing this.
I cannot wait to see.
I just can't decide what to do. It's like every year I get to this point of the year and I'm like, crap, I haven't figured out what looks I'm doing this year. And every year I do a look and I'm like, yeah. Every year doing a look and it never gets posted. Last year I did Ursula, and as you can see, I never posted it. So it's like, well, the problem with doing cosplay looks the problem with doing cosplay looks and being dark skinned is that you either got to spend a lot of money to get the whites that show up on your skin, or you have to improvise. And I didn't improvise enough. My brown kept coming through the purple. So when I finally finished, it just wasn't, I don't know. I was thinking of doing Wednesday from the Addams Family.
Okay.
I was thinking of obviously a Steven Universe one because on my Instagram, that one's been highly requested lately.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to do one where it tests my special effects ability. So my friend might have a birthday party this year for his 33rd birthday. So he wants to do a tethered themed birthday party. So if he does a tethered themed birthday party, then I'm probably going to have it to where scissors are coming out of my cheek and ripping my skin open or something. Because
that's gonna be huge this Halloween. I'm interested to see everyone's interpretation.
Yeah, mine, I just want blood everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
But I'll do one pretty look because my mom always requests that I do one pretty look a year.
Of course,
last year was the fairy, so I got to come up with a pretty look for my mom this year.
Oh, are you leaning towards anything in particular?
Well, that's why I said I was gonna do Wednesday from Addams Family, but I was technically, I have to gray out my skin a little bit. But if I do a bomb contour, that would look good. But someone also requested that I do Maleficent, do a black Maleficent.
Ooh.
Yes,
love Maleficent.
I gotta find them because obviously I would have to throw out my hair and then situate the horns. It's cosplay stuff is fun. Coordinating myself doing the cosplay is difficult, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the setup and everything. I have to lay plastic around my seat and stuff.
Yeah.
If I drop the I don't need to go on my carpet. But then I also had to set up the background because the black background keeps my camera from flipping in and out when I change my skin color and stuff. And it's fun. Like that Moana one that I did, it took me 5.5 hours to do it.
What? 5.5 hours?
Because to create the texture on my face, I used cotton balls and
wow,
latex, like liquid latex. So I had to wait. I had to like draw it out on my face and then like literally puzzle it in and then like sit with the blow dryer and just like blow my face. And then I had to actually sit and like you have to sit and paint, and then because we're darker, you have to paint in layers. It's fun. Oh yes, read, love, listen. I am an eclectic. I do books and I do makeup and I do planners.
She does so much. She is so talented, you guys. Please go subscribe to her channel.
Halloween is called Freaks and Geeks over on my channel. So yeah.
See, that's when you don't put your channel handle as your name on these live streams. You try to put your name on it.
Like I always forget. I always forget. Like it is legit. It's just I forget. I mean, I used to do people's makeup, luxurious, but like I don't like. I give a hats off to people who do makeup for a living because that takes a patience that God didn't grant me with.
Yeah, seriously. People treat makeup artists horribly.
Yeah.
I don't understand why. I'm like, they're doing you a favor.
And then so I own a stationery shop. And so Imelda decided to come back to Houston and just set it off. And also collapsed the distribution center in North Houston. So I've been getting like interesting questions from.
She did that so dirty.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Pharrell has a question for you. Oh
yeah, you have a question, Troy.
Coming of age novel? I don't really read coming of age novels too often, so I don't think I have one.
I'm trying to think what was the coming of age novel.
I'm trying to think, but I don't think I have one. Like at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Do y'all?
I feel like they were really popular at one time and they don't really get written anymore. Or if they really do, I don't know about them. Yeah. Or they're being written as adult fiction. Or like literary. I don't read a lot of like literary novels. So they're probably out there and just unaware of them.
Yeah, probably, because I can't. But then again, I forget everything, so.
Luxurious said the coolest winter ever is a really good one.
That, I think we should all read that for the memories. Did anyone else read that as a kid?
Nope.
Really? You didn't read The Coldest Winter Ever growing up?
No.
That is like a rite of passage.
A rite of passage for who?
For everyone. Oh
okay, look it up. Coldest.
It's by Sister Souljah. You've seen this cover.
Oh, you know what?
I'm like, how did you go to school? How are you in middle school and you did not read this book? How?
Wait, which book?
The Coldest Winter Ever by Sister Souljah.
Let me see. I've
never.
I don't know.
She said I wasn't allowed to read those books. Girl, I snuck those so many books from the library. I wasn't allowed to read like 90% of the books.
Sneaking and reading all types of books. I couldn't get away with that when I was younger.
I was reading romance novels. I
have no idea what this is.
Do y'all remember Omar Tyree?
No, who's Omar Tyree?
Who are you people? You never read Omar Tyree? Look him up right now.
Wait, okay. To answer the coming of age question, I'll do The Perks of Being a Wallflower and The House on Mango Street.
Oh, The House on Mango Street. I like that.
I forgot about that one. I had to Google coming of age novels because I know I've read some.
The Wallflower one I avoided because everyone was like, "This is my favorite book, me," and I was like, "I'm not reading it."
I read it.
It's not my favorite, but I enjoy it.
The Perks of Being a Wallflower. I avoided that book because of all the hype that it was getting, especially like when the movie came out a couple years ago. I was like, no.
I try to remove myself from hype because it just ruins things.
It ruins everything. I'm still on the Omar Tyree.
Oh my God. I'm going to Google.
I forgot.
I'm really upset.
Omar
who?
Omar Tyree.
Not Fly Girl.
Yes. This, like, every girl in middle school read this book.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I just didn't know the name of the author.
Y'all was reading Fly Girl. I was not.
I wasn't reading that.
No.
Unless I wanted to, be killed.
What?
I wasn't allowed to read any of those books, man.
I was not allowed to read those books.
My parents were not paying attention to what I was reading past like age 11.
My mom was, because when we were younger, we used to have to read before bed. So it'd be like a 20-minute quiet time. We'd have to read before bed. And my mom would literally be like, "What are you reading? What's it about?"
Right.
Oh.
Like,
they were all up in my business.
Yeah.
Shane, you have to read Fly Girl. So good.
No, you don't. Don't listen to her.
Y'all don't even know what we're talking about right now. You haven't even read The Coldest Winter Ever.
Oh, okay.
Are you still a part of the Black community on BookTube? If you haven't read it.
Are you revoking our Black BookTube parents?
Right?
Yes.
Dang. Aren't you the one that created the seat at the table?
Right. I asked my PBR, ma'am. I feel very offended that I got kicked out so quick.
I'm keeping a book with you. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say I'm.
I said it's in my TBR.
Put it in the TBR.
I would say this, sorry. If you could get through that one book that you read when you were secretly reading our books, you can get through The Coldest Winter Ever.
When I was what?
Remember when you were secretly reading like books that we rated 5 stars?
Oh, neither one of y'all's books were that long. Were these books long?
The Coldest Winter Ever is pretty long, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm saying, like, if you could get through that one and not be annoyed, then you will be fine reading The Coldest Winter Ever.
The book I read for your choice was barely 200 pages.
Well, it was a novella.
Yeah, I plan on doing that video sometime soon. I just haven't decided when I'm going to jump into reading 2 books that y'all loved.
Yeah,
I know they're probably.
Please don't do me. I don't want that heat.
I just feel so dry. Like,
I feel like we're just going to be getting a lot of group messages that are not nice.
Y'all made me read Twilight, and I will never forgive you for that. So
you didn't even read the whole thing.
It's the fact that I had to read the first one that was just like,
You know what I realized during that read through or whatever, readathon, whatever it is that we did with Twilight? It was kind of sad, but it made me realize that I cannot reread Twilight.
I can't reread a lot of books.
Like, I need to, I'll still keep it on my shelf for the memories, but I was like, this is one of those books that's not rereadable for me anymore.
Also, I should know, because people keep asking me to put my information in the chat. The person that keeps writing in the chat as Melanin Eclectic is me. So I've already written that.
It's not an imposter, everyone. It is Brittany.
Yeah, it's like, I've commented a couple of times and I keep saying, like, Brittany, leave your information. I'm like, guys, that's me.
You're just Brittany right here. That's the problem.
On the next live, I promise I will put it as me. Hi, Chatty. Yeah. But I will use my channel name. But yeah, I do a lot of random stuff.
Go find her. Go.
I'm supposed to do an hour.
Detroit.
Get there.
Do you guys ever feel that there's just not enough time in the world to film all the content that you need to film for your channel?
Well, I have a schedule now that seems to be working in my favor with full service.
Ooh, please share.
So, okay, we're gonna get into my planning life. So every quarter, I kind of look at everything that I'm doing. So I'm preparing. Well, also, this is so weird. Okay, so I have a business as well, and I also have a 9-to-5 job, and then I also do YouTube for fun. Why do I do all these things? I'm not quite sure. We'll figure it out one day. But every quarter, I kind of plan out what I'm doing for business and the types of things that I want to jump into on my channel. So I decide every at the beginning of every month, I decide what to post videos. So it'll be like Wednesdays and Fridays or something like that. And then I write the dates down. Like this is my plan for October, November, and December. This is my Inktober stuff. This is my October video schedule, November video schedule, and December video schedule. Obviously, I plan very far ahead. I also block record. So say if I have all the books, I have all the video stuff that I need to record, like 7 videos. Then one weekend, I will do my makeup like plainly, and I will just change shirts and just record all of it.
I do that.
Or I even get as far as changing my lipstick sometimes. It just really depends. Like, but I will batch record, and I can pretty much two Saturdays, and I can have the whole month fully recorded.
Yeah.
And then it's just the editing. It's like I edit when I'm underneath the hair dryer and stuff like that. So schedule everything to upload. So sometimes I might actually be active on YouTube for like 3 days out of the month because I've already scheduled everything, thumbnailed everything, put everything up. And I have to remind myself of the video. Otherwise, there's no way. There's no way.
Yeah, I think that's really smart. My problem is that my videos take too long to film.
Oh, I also write scripts.
I used to do that. I might have to go back to doing that.
Yeah, that way you keep yourself from rambling and you make sure you cover the points you actually want to cover.
Very true.
Like, I'm a planner girl, and this year I've really been actively using the things that I plan. But
smart.
Yeah, we could literally do a whole video about like YouTuber tips and tricks and struggle buses.
Yeah, I was watching some of Chandler Ainsley's videos because she's been doing like tips and tricks and stuff, and I thought that was really smart of her to do that.
Yeah, I've wanted to do a couple videos like that, but I just don't have.
I feel like I don't have the time to film all the content I want to film, so I have to kind of choose. I have to prioritize. Like, okay, well, this is more important than this, so I'll film this right now. Like, that's kind of the struggle that I'm in.
Yeah, try the batch recording for next month. Like, write out what videos you want, and then literally for one day, grab like 5 shirts and just batch record. And if you have, I literally just tape all the scripts to the front of the camera, like right underneath where the screen is, and then I just pull it off each time I finish the video. Like, all right, done with this one next. Done with this one next. And I have like a reminder on each sheet that's like pose for the thumbnail.
Right. That's smart. Yeah, I might have to try that for October because I never get a chance to film a wrap up because wrap ups literally take me like an hour and a half to film.
Wrap ups are my longest. Wrap ups and then the monthly bullet journal plan with me are my 2 longest videos. And it's just.
Wrap ups are exhausting for me because I read so many books in a month. And then it's like, okay, now I have to talk about 30 books or like 20 books. I don't want to do that.
Mine are always like, especially in the fall, it's a lot of books that are ending series right now. So a lot of the books that I'm reading, I'm very passionate about. And the problem is when I'm very passionate about the book, I look at the thing and I'm like, well, I've been talking for 30 minutes.
Oh,
like now I got to edit it down to, you know, it's the editing part for me. Like I need to be more consistent because like it's got good stuff. Thanks, Jocelyn. Thanks for coming through.
Yeah, thanks, Jocelyn. Bye.
Oh, also, we totally missed the question. Jujubes, I freaking love that name.
Wait. Oh, okay.
Jujubes asked, where are we from?
I'm from Houston, Texas.
North Carolina.
I live in Houston. I grew up overseas.
Brittany's a
That's
military brat.
Yeah. I've technically only been in the States since 2006.
That's intense.
Oh yeah, that culture shock was a real treat. Like, can't say you can do a culture shock as an American, but we can. Also, we've been on here for 2 hours, so I should point that out.
Oh wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Troy, I really hope that you've made some type of headway in your homework.
Girl, I stopped doing my homework an hour ago.
Oh no! That's not. Guys, we're gonna end the chat here because Troy did her homework.
I couldn't concentrate doing my homework and talking.
Yeah, Troy's got to go do what matters in life, her work or schoolwork.
Also, luxurious, I'll text you the answer to your question because I think I figured it out. But yeah, Troy's getting off because we want her to like excel in all of her classes.
Please.
We're not going to be the reason that she's not getting her homework done today.
Seriously. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for coming, stopping by. Catch us in our next live stream. We're not sure yet. For those of you wondering about the book club, we decided to extend our, was it August book?
Yeah.
Through September. So you still have time to join us. Beasts Made of Night by Tochi Onibuchi. And the sequel just came out. So this is a perfect time to read it. We will be reading that through this month, and then we'll be discussing probably early October. We've decided that from now on, we're probably going to be doing like every other month instead of every month, since we're also busy. But yep, and we will catch you guys in our next live. Mwah! Bye, guys. Bye, everybody.
Bye.